Hello there. Hey, my name is Chris Adams, president of Semanatech, and in this quick video, I'm going to talk about how do your customers experience customer service. And the thing that I want to talk about is customer service isn't just a department or a phone number or an email, right? Customer service is the entire culture of your organization. Okay, so let me give you an experience that I had on Saturday at Starbucks to kind of provide some context around this. So my son had a lacrosse game on Saturday, and in between games we decided to go to make a coffee run, and Trey likes these the Starbucks sandwiches. So I leave the guys at the field, I head to Starbucks, and I go to the counter and I place my order. I place my order for a water, I place my order for a couple of coffees, and then I place order for all of the same order, but then I order a couple of sandwiches. Now, here's what's interesting. The coffee and the water came out quickly, right? Within 5 minutes, which was kind of standard, right? I would expect that. The rub that I had was I had to wait 20 minutes for the food, okay? And as I'm waiting there, I started to grow impatient because I'm trying to get back to the field. I gotta park, Trey's gotta play, you know, all this other stuff. So I think the lady at the front desk, being observant, which was great, noticed I was being a little bit frustrated. But here's what she said to me. She said, sorry sir, we just had a large rush of takeout orders, online orders for food that is sitting in front of you. And immediately to me I said, okay, well that's interesting. So I kind of peeked around to see what was going on. Well, I saw one lady back there going to beat heck trying to get all of these orders out. And I said to myself, okay, what is, you know, kind of going on here, right? And let me give you the premise or kind of my thoughts. Number one, I am a customer, okay? The takeout person is a customer too, but they're not the same customer, okay? I am a dine-in customer, when dine-in customers should be experiencing Starbucks differently than the takeout customers, okay? Think about this. If you're viewing those customers as the same, you are missing the mark and you're not delivering the customer experience that you need to be delivering, right? Case in point, if I'm a dine-in customer, right, and I am being exposed to a bad experience because of another type of customer, you don't have the right procedures, systems, policies, tools in place for them to be two different experiences, right? Because what's happening is I'm a dine-in customer that now is having a bad experience, right, in lieu of the take-in or the take-out customer, okay? And that's what a lot of businesses are doing right now, right? Customers are just not customers. You have different types of customers. How are those customers experiencing your business, your brand? It doesn't matter whether it's a product, it doesn't matter whether it's a service. And I think what you need to start understanding, and what we need to start understanding, and this is what we've done at Semanatech, is really starting to understand what our customers are. Okay? The takeout customers need to have their own processes, their own tools, right? They have an app. But the problem is that once it hits the organization, right, to order that food, they're using the same person, the same microwave, the same products and the same things, right? That creates bottlenecks. That creates a bad experience for the people who are coming into the restaurant. How many times have we been to a restaurant and we've had a bad experience in dine-in because, you know, all of the takeout orders, right? And I'm not saying that takeout orders aren't a problem. I'm just saying that if you're using the same staff, the same tool, the same principle, or the same app processes, you're going to create bottlenecks and you're going to start creating bad experiences. There is a significant opportunity cost to your organization that you're probably not even aware of. Okay? Think about this, right? So Hilton, right? We just went down to for Supercross races in Salt Lake. We stayed at the Hilton. My experience at the Hilton is going to be different than my experience with another Hilton brand like the Hampton Inn, right? Or the Garden Inn, right? Which is another brand of Hilton. If I'm expecting the same, right, I'm really not serving my customers, and that's kind of what it needs. It feels like at Starbucks, and I'm not saying Starbucks was right or wrong. This is just my experience, and I think it happens a lot in our organization. Customers are just not customers, right? We need to have different segments. How is this customer experiencing this? Okay. Another interesting thing that I noticed the other night when I went to order takeout at Cafe Rio. What I noticed was that when I got to the takeout window, they had a separate station for the takeout orders than they had for the dine-in customers, right? That's really smart because they can't have the food line, right, gobbled up with all these other orders because it takes away from the experience of the dine-in customers. You have to provide a high level of experience for your customers. You have to understand who your customers are. What are they experiencing? You got to have a feedback loop, right? You got to understand. You got to be able to ask your customers and understand what's going on, right? So I think that's really powerful. The other thing so how did we put this in play over here at Semanatech? Well, for those of you who don't know, we launched Semana Labs about 60 days ago. Okay, one of the things that was happening for us is because we provide a really high level of customer service, and we naturally had customers asking us if we could work on their personal PCs. And the quick answer and the easy answer is yes. Okay, but here's the problem. The problem is that we could do the work technically, but we didn't have the processes in place to actually do it at the level that we needed to do. So we launched Semana Labs, right? Semana Labs is its own thing. It's its own ticketing system. We have an SMS feature so we can communicate them. Its own billing platform, its own P&L, its own thing, its own website, the whole 9 yards. It's a separate brand, right, that we are using to facilitate those computer sales and service. And it's working beautifully, right? Because we couldn't bring in a computer and try to force it into our Semanatech processes, right? It just wasn't going to work. But we knew that our customers were wanting it. So we sat back and we retooled it. That's how we launched Semana Labs. It's the same thing that we did when we launched our S1, S2, and S3 brand. We understand that people need better computers. We're building a better computer. But we're putting the warranty behind the computer for 5 years, okay? So right now, actually, Eric, we just ordered 2 independent movable shelves, wire shelves from Costco, and they will house nothing but our S1, S2, and S3, all of our computer parts, okay? Those computer parts are not available to the bench for everyday repairs. It's a separate system, a separate inventory specifically to support the S1, the S2, and S3 to deliver the mission that we have with our computers. You see what I'm getting at, okay? Another micro example, and I think this is really important, okay? We have a lot of customers, okay? We have customers that send us email, and we have customers that call us on the phone. Okay, one of the things that we know is the fact that when people have a problem and they need it fixed immediately, the first thing that they're going to want to do is they're going to want to pick up the phone and get someone on the horn. Okay, we are aware of that. We appreciate that, and we welcome that. Okay, we have a process to handle every single phone call that comes into our organization because we know that when people call us, they want to get someone on the phone. Okay, we're not pushing them to an auto attendant. We're not pushing them to an IVR. We know that that's not what they want. That's not the experience that they need to get their problem solved, okay? Now, is that different than someone who's going to send an email into us, right? So typically, someone who sends an email for a support problem it's not at the same level of urgency. You see what I'm getting at? So we have our ticketing systems that's put into place to manage those things. It's the same customer with two different experiences coming from two different problems, and we understand that, and we fixed it. That's why we continue to build our culture, right, around these processes. Everyone is involved in customer service, okay? Customer service just isn't, who do I call when I have a problem? Customer service is all the interaction that we have when people hit our website, when people run into me on the street, when they run into James on the street, when they run to any of our team anywhere, right? That's all part of the culture. It's every single personal interaction. It's every single phone call. It's every single email. It's the culture that we provide. One of the things I think that we're very aware of and that we work on is trying to understand how our customers are experiencing us, right? And our Smatalab customers experience this differently than our Semanatech customers. Our email customers have a different experience and a different need than our email customers, right? We are aware of that. But we're not willing to diminish, right, our brand and our service to complete our vision, our mission, and then we use our core principles and our pillars, to prop that up. Anyway, it's really important for businesses and organizations to understand who their customers are. Ask the questions. How are they experiencing you, right? Reviews and testimonials are just one piece of it. Just yesterday, we had one of our CEOs of one of our largest customers in. Every quarter, we bring in our large customers, and once a year, at least on our smaller customers, not because they're bigger or smaller, but because they typically are a little bit more dynamic, and things are changing faster in the bigger organizations. And we sit down. Steve came in yesterday, and we brought in lunch. We sit down and we ask questions and trying to understand what's going on, right? What worked last month? What didn't work? Or last quarter? What can we do to be better? What's your organization look like? We have this constant feedback loop. We're not doing it on testimonies. We're not doing it on reviews. We're not sending email surveys. We're not doing that. We're having real conversations. Those conversations create, connections. That's part of our feedback loop. And I think in order to understand who your customers are, you have to have a feedback loop. Anyway, that's what I have. Understand who your customers are, right? And then build the culture that supports them, right? And put the processes and the procedures and use the right tools and the right systems to give them the experience that you want them to have, right? That fulfills your vision and your mission. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. Chris Adams here, signing off. Stay tuned for my next 15-minute video, and click below if you're not getting my newsletter that I shoot this, kind of these business tips that I try to, talk about once a week. Anyway, thank you. Have a great day.